Let's set up your MPC settings on how I have mine set up. Okay, as you can see, when your MPC is on, it's actually on an unused sequence. So here's what you want to do. You want to make sure that your MIDI track is on. Let's say, for instance, you want to have it on MIDI track 1. So what you want to do is have it on track number 1, have it on MIDI for your first track, which would be 1A device 01. And now the next step is to determine if you're receiving any sound from actually your keyboard to your MPC. So what you want to do is highlight MIDI, and then you want to go to where it says open window, your orange button on your MPC, which, as you can see, open window. This is the button that you want to press. Now that you have an open window, it says MIDI input. Receive channels all, you leave it on all. Program change sequence, leave it on off. Sustain pedal, you can leave that on. MIDI filter, off. And it says pass, yes. Hype notes, it says for type notes. And now you see where it says monitor, which is F2. What you want to do is hit this F2. Now, as you can see, you have a MIDI input monitor. This MIDI input monitor will determine if you are receiving the proper sound from your keyboard to actually your MPC. So as you can see right now, I'm pressing down on the keyboard, and for track number 2, it's lighting up. Now, at this moment, I do not have Reason open, so I am receiving the proper input. Now, on my controller, on my MIDI controller, at this particular moment, I have it on track 1. Excuse me, not track 1, channel 1. And as I'm pressing the keys, at this particular moment, on my controller, I have it on channel 1, as you can see. So from channel 1, now when you look on my MPC and I hit an actual keyboard, channel 1 is lighting up. That step is very important. It can also be placed on any particular channel. So as you can see now, I'm going to switch to channel 2. And now, when I press the key, channel number 2 is lighting up. But we do know it's receiving its proper channel input. So the next step is to close your MIDI input monitor window. Close the MIDI input one more time. Now under MIDI, let's say I can just go to track to device number 2A, or the track at number 2. And from here, if you go to shift 9, which is shift 9, If you go to Shift 9, which is your MIDI sync button, you will see the next screen. I know others on YouTube have had this screen set up many different ways. So I think there's more than one way to actually set this up for your Reason 4. I found this way to be the easiest way. When you sync in, it's on number 1. On your mode, it's on off. On receive, MMC is on off. When you sync out, is actually output A. And your send and MMC is actually off. So you exit out of the screen by hitting the main screen button. Now that you have it all synced in from your MPC to your MIDI controller, from this point you have to open up Reason. You see that you have the demo song. So what you want to do is actually open up a new template for Reason, which is an empty track. For those who have Reason, you should know how to set up a new track. I have an empty track that is now set up. This next step is very important to sync in your MPC to your MIDI. Many other videos on YouTube have skipped this step and have failed to show exactly how to set this up. So what you want to do is you want to go under Preferences and Reason. Have your Preferences tab opened. Your next step, as you can see, you have your audio output. Whatever is your audio output device, as far as your Firewire or your USB, whichever is outputting your sound. And this part, as you can see in mine, it says Firewire 410 multi-channel. And as you can see, the additional settings I have here. The next window that you want to go down to, and actually this is the most important step here. Your Preferences that has your keyboard and control surfaces. You see that if it says auto detect surfaces. Now, if you auto detect your surface, as you can see, I'm auto detecting mine. And it says keyboards or control surfaces will auto detect it. That is fine. Hit OK. Now, in some situations, if you hit that tab, your keyboard will actually show up. But that's not exactly how to link it, even if it does show up. How you would add it is, you would go down to where it says Add tab, as you can see. Then you hit this Add button. And as you can see, when you enter this Add button, you have your Preferences.